Welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZozoStockWatch.com. Alerts before they trigger. Just wanted to give you a reminder. December 12th, 13th, and 14th. That's next week. December 12th, 13th, and 14th. I'll be doing a free access to my room for those 3 days. So send in a name, send in your email, and come join us at ZozoStockWatch.com for 3 open house days, December 12th, 13th, and 14th. Fill out this sign up page. It'll be in the description box down below of this video, and we'll see you there. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we had some news after the bell. AOBC, the old Smith & Wesson, they had earnings after the bell, and I'll tell you those earnings as we scroll through, but they had earnings. Stock dropped. Finisar, earnings per share revenue beat. All right, whoops, FNSR. And we had a pop in Finisar, and then we pulled back probably after the conference call. DT. Let's check that out. And a little bit of a pop here in the after hours, and then gave it all back on DT on their earnings per share revenue beat. What else? What else? What else do we have? Goldman Sachs is said to decide to clear Bitcoin futures. So they decided to clear the Bitcoin futures. So they're going to be trading Bitcoin futures. Here it is. AOBC earnings per share and revenue beat. And let's look at that stock again. Yeah, they gapped it down, so they might have said something on the earnings call there on that one. So not a big, huge move. UNFI popped after their earnings came in line, but they beat on revenue. Pulled back down on that name. AQMS proposed public offering. AQMS. And that stock is trailing down in the after hours. SKIS, they also had earnings. Let's see, that's Per Peak Resorts. Never heard of that company. Beat by a penny, beat on revenue. Stock is up a tad. Looks like a very low volume stock though. CLDR, they beat by 7 cents. They beat on revenue. CLDR. And the stock popped. Then they had their conference call. Stock pulled back a little bit on CLDR. UPS says many centers struggling over record package influence. And by the way, this news is from courtesy of our good friends at the Trade Exchange. All right, ENZ. That's one is moved up, pulled back. It's a biotech name, in line, beat on revenue. GLBS reported earnings after the bell tonight, and a nice big move here in GLBS up at the 195. So this one looks interesting for tomorrow. Might get some action there in GLBS after they release their earnings. Let's see what else came out. SIGM. They had earnings after the bell, earnings per share and revenue miss, but then they got bought out. And so the stock is bought out, SIGM, and I forget by who. I think they missed by 10 cents, missed on revenue. And let's see, UAL came out with some information after the bell, and also they're doing a $3 billion buyback on UAL and United Airlines. So United Airlines was up in the after hours. Let's see, Walt Disney Company adds Oracle CEO. Let's see, Disney, Oracle, neither one doing much. TEL announced a public offering, TELL, and that stock, as you can imagine, on any kind of offering dilution, stock was down in the after hours there. GSAT Global announces offering, GSAT, that stock trending down in the after hours. CSIQ had some news. Let's see, Canadian Solar, TransAssign's first ever utility scale solar with, let's see, CSIQ. And that stock moving up a little bit in the after hours. I'm trying to look and see who bought out SIGM. I know it was in here. Bear with me while I look for that. Oh, but before I find it here, MNOV had news just out. MNOV stock is gapping up. MNOV Medic Nova announces positive top line results from clinical trial MNOV, so that might be on watch tomorrow. The U.S. Senate passes short-term government funding. Here it is. SLAB announces definitive agreement to acquire Sigma. So SLAB is buying out SIGM. So Slab bought out SIGM. That's the one. And Guild and Kite bought out, acquire Cell Design Labs. And also Trove had news after the bell. TROV presents data showing sensitivity of triple negative breast cancer. So Trove was also gapping up in the after hours. So we had Trove and let me add that other one, MNOV, to my watch list. All right, so those two are added. So that was some of the news courtesy of the trade exchange today. And that was the news after the bell. All right, so let's get that out of our way. Thank you, Trade Exchange. And let's go ahead and go through our calendar of events tomorrow. Don't forget, we got a sign-up sheet that's going to be in the description box. For tomorrow, for earnings before the bell, we got Jout, Jout. Not really sure what that company is. Next up, we have top gainers for the day. Sage, big pop in Sage. Galt was actually up today. DPW up today. Home, HOME, IMMU, MIO, MYO. TLRD, they had nice earnings. Shack, I think, was an upgrade, and GWPH also up. To the downside, we had MBT, VCEL, VAL, and QRVO all to the downside there. Don't forget, for the calendar of events for tomorrow, the employment number. All right, I didn't say the unemployment number. The employment number at 8:30 for Friday. Okay, and then we have consumer sentiment Friday at 10. Baker Hughes rig count also at 10 o'clock. Let's check on our futures right now. It's about a few minutes before 7 p.m. my time. Futures are a little bit green. NASDAQ up 5, Dow futures up 15. It's early in the session. I think there's numbers coming out from Asia tonight. Yeah, Thursday night numbers coming out from Japan and also China tonight. So that might change the direction of the futures depending on what those numbers are. All right, let's get this out of your way. And let's take a quick look at some markets, right? It's always good to do that. Sorry for all these lines, but they come off of intraday charts and they carry over to my daily charts here. And they're pretty important. The Dow is holding above this 262.50 area, the 13 EMA here. It's holding above the 10 SMA here. Trying to get back over, 264, 265 spot for the SPY. The IWM, nice organized pullback here, holding the 20 SMA on the IWM, trying to get back over the 10 SMA. The IWC, same thing, holding the 20, trying to get back over the 10 SMA, the blue line that you see there. IBB. Trying to recover here, holding on to this 200, big battle here, right at this 200 SMA. If we get down below these lows here, that could change the whole complexion of this chart. All right, they want to keep it above the 200 SMA. Right now, it's a big battle going on there. QQQ. That 152 is an important level. Looks like we're holding that for now. Trying to get back over this 10 SMA, which is at 154.56. All right, for the 10 SMA there. So we'll call it 155 for the Qs. Oil, let's take a look at the USO first. Trying to hold above this $11 area for oil, USO. And then if we go ahead and look at actual oil. I believe we held above $55 a barrel. Yeah, here's my yellow line at 55. So we're trying to hold above here 55, but we got some work to do to get back over these fast moving averages for oil. Let's look at the transports here. Transports holding a 5 EMA, the yellow dotted line that you see here, holding over that 10-200. So transports looking strong here and holding up nicely. The Dow Jones 30. The industrials also holding up above that 5 EMA. So the Dow right now is pretty much the leader here, and the transports. Let's look at the IYT. Holding above this upper trend line here on the IYT. Nice, recovery from the lows here on those airlines and railroads. All right, let's go ahead and get into that watch list now. All right, first one up is AMRN. All right, nice volume today, 2.4 million shares, but we're under a bunch of moving averages here. So we came down to this 400 SMA. We're trying to bounce off of that and turn back up. So we'll see on that one, AMRN. Like I said, nice volume in this name today, expanding volume, ARWR. Looks like it's trying to get over this 370, 375 spot. Now, all these might not happen tomorrow for Friday, the 8th. All right, so you can keep these on watch, some of these for next week. But, we've been in this big, long consolidation. If we can get up over 375, you could get a nice continuation move in ARWR. CARA. Starting to turn back up here, getting back above the fast moving averages on CARA, so keep this one on watch. But we are below the 200 SMA here. That's a definite negative for that stock. Caterpillar, I mean, this thing holding up nicely in this consolidation, pulled back to about the 10 SMA, 13 EMA, and buyers stepped up at that 140 level and pushed it back up. Looks like it wants to head back up on Caterpillar. CRCM. Basically, you can kind of see it's breaking out, just starting to break out, flagging, coiling, starting to break out here on CRCM. Volume over 400,000 shares, so probably a little bit of a slower mover here on CRCM, but not a bad looking daily. CUR, we traded this a couple of times in the service today. Nice pop. Looks like it's holding up here. Needs to get over this 232 spot on CUR for maybe, possible continuation move up on that name. We had the big pop, pulled back. We held this $2. A little bit of a battle here going on, but I think 232 will get us back on the right side on CUR. We traded this towards the close today and got a nice day trade in that one. CVO was popping this afternoon, 1.3 million shares. The high was that 119. 110 was the close, so maybe if it gets over 115, keep your eye on that CVO. Ford shaping up nicely here. Nice recovery here for Ford. GM, not so much. GM looks ugly, and now Ford is looking pretty good. So keep your eye on this one, maybe a possible swing trade in that name. FCEL. Let me get rid of this line. Expanding volume here, 4 million shares. We have this resistance up here at around, let's see where we're at with that, around 210 or so for fuel cell. So if it can get up over that 210, you could get a continuation move in that name. Ballard Power, BLDP. Might also want to turn the corner here. Would have to get over this 495. Now, I don't have this on my watch list for tomorrow because it's a little bit of a slower mover. And then the other one is Plug, but a lot of work to do here for Plug. So it doesn't look ready for action yet for Plug. All right, but the one that does look good is Fuel Cell. Keep your eye on that one. FCX broke out today. Nice push up here. 20 million, over 20 million shares traded, breaking out of this consolidation, this coil here and pushing up. So we'll have this one on watch. Fit, still battling at this 696. If this ever gets up through that, through 7, you might get a nice push up on Fit, but we'll see. I guess it's going to depend on their how they're looking into Christmas. GLBR, we called this in the room over 52 cents. All right, and this thing popped all the way up to about 78 cents. Had a lot of traders in the room get this name over that 52-cent break, and a nice continuation move in GLBR. So we'll see if this one wants to set up again. GLBR on this name. All right, this was the 5-minute chart, and I'll show you on the 5-minute where we got in right about there, and then the nice push up here to about 70 cents on that name. Then it came back down. Most of our traders were out by then, but we got a nice push up to 70 cents. So beautiful chart and trade there on GLBR. Next one up is Grow. All right, keep your eye on this one. I think this is Bitcoin connected. There's a lot of stuff that say they're Bitcoin connected, but I think this actually is 2 million shares trying to get back over the 10 SMA. Had a high today of 435, so keep your eye on that one. Possible intraday trade. IMMU, we spoke about this one on the video last night. Nice continuation move. We'll see if there's anything left in the tank here. We do have that $12 number coming up on IMMU. INFI, a little bit of a pop here, 3.6 million shares traded. Sorry, my charts are so many lines on there, just intraday work that I do on the charts. Needs to get over, that 206, 208 area for INFI, so keep your eye on that one. JB Hunt may be setting up for a possible swing trade. Maybe if it takes out the highs today, that 112 area for a possible continuation, JB Hunt. LMFA, fits and starts here. I don't really like these topping shadow candles, but intraday you can get some nice moves. Sometimes it can be a little too spready, so you can't play it. So I have this on watch, but it's not really a favorite. MNOV, like I pointed out, they had that news. Looks like it popped. Now it's kind of pulling back again. So we'll see on this one if it wants to set up. MRNS. This one is basing kind of, right under this $9 area. Got over 8 here, got over 8 here. Now we break out over this $8 resistance, 9 up above. Just curious on the weekly. I didn't even look at it on a weekly. Yeah, I mean, if it can get through $9, man, this thing could really go. So we'll see. MRNS, no guarantees in trading. Have your stops in place. NSPR had news this afternoon. A lot of volume came into the name, but didn't really get very far. It's an under, 25-cent name, kind of an indecisive candle here. Would have to get over like 16, 17 cents, I think. Let me see the five. Yeah, over 17 cents, maybe to have a chance to get going on NSPR. Keep your eye on it. PED. Small little oil name here. Big volume came in. It's getting back over the 50 SMA. Watch it over, this 40 cents. Possible continuation. There was a previous high here at 41 cents. So maybe, over 40 cents or at 40 cents, maybe you get that continuation move. Once again, this is an under 50-cent name. So if you like to trade these, that might be in your wheelhouse. PXS, right? We had GLBS had earnings and popping. So, I'm going to keep an eye on a lot of shippers maybe tomorrow. Dries, DCIX. Let's see if that's doing anything in the after hours. Not really. Let's see, Dries, did we check? Yeah, we checked Dries. So, maybe this PXS wants to join the party again tomorrow because of GLBS. We had these big moves up. We've pulled back quite a few days in a row here now. If it can get back over maybe 415, maybe that one will want to go. RADA. maybe setting up here. It's not a favorite. I was just thinking if it got back over the 50 SMA. I don't think that'll happen tomorrow, but you might want to keep it on watch for tomorrow. RADA. Might be interesting for next week. SGMS kind of just riding this 13 EMA, the 10 SMA. We have this $55 number up above. But it is staying strong and staying in a trend. So keep an eye on this one if it can get over this highs here of 54.15. Now I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow, but maybe over the next few days or into next week. SKYW setting up nicely here. Airline. Let's check some of the airlines real fast. Delta looks pretty good. JBLU, JetBlue looks nice, and LUV. Nice pop there in LUV. So this SKYW, might want to catch fire again. We traded this already in the service. We did a swing trade in this. We got a nice run up. Now we're looking for maybe, if we can reset and get another trade in this Sky West. Trove, right? This one had the news after the bell that I showed you was popping. So, the daily looks terrible. But now it's up here at about 74 cents in the after hours. So we'll see if this one wants to give us a trade tomorrow. UAN, an ag name. Saw some big volume, expanding volume. Look at all this volume that came in. Let's see if this one wants to continue up. IPI. These are some other ag names not really doing much. Potash, CF. That one looks pretty good, CF, nice pop there. Monsanto, they still didn't get bought out yet, huh? Mosaic, excuse me. We'll see if this UAN wants to give a continuation move. What's seed? Let's check out seed. Nah, it doesn't look good at all. UAN. So keep your eye on this UAN, maybe intraday kind of a play here with that expanding volume. Let's see. And after hours, this was towards the close. It started to push up. VKTX. Nice pop here. 375 is the resistance right now. Get rid of this. And we'll see if this maybe some kind of red to green or something like that. VKTX looks like a bid up to about 379 in the after hours, so we'll see. WAC, whack, as my trade ideas scanners call it, whack. Trying to get up over this 75, 80-cent spot here. You see this big volume coming into this name on a WAC. Some topping candles here, though, at resistance. And so we'll see if this one has any kind of move in it tomorrow or next week. YY, we had this nice push up, big candle here. We gave it back, but we're still above the 50 SMA, holding above $100. Possible swing trade in this name, over that like 110, 110.25 spot on YY. And then the last one, Zooms, ZUMZ, ZUMZ. So trying to, maybe get back over 21.75, possibly, maybe not tomorrow, but one to keep on watch. Although it's had a big run up, so we'll see. Not a favorite on that one. And Khan had earnings this morning, and this chart was looking really nice, and now we kind of gapped up here. So we're gonna have to keep this one on watch for maybe next week. Possibly holding above this, earnings gap up for a continuation move on CONN. All right, that's the video. Come and join me for the free chat. All right. If you like the videos, if you like me, I'm giving a free chat 12th, 13th, 14th. You can come and see the screen share. You can see the professionalism of the room. And, come join me. All right. This is Mike from ZozoStockWatch.com. And for the first month, we give you the first month for $44.95. Okay, we do the first month for $44.95. You can come trade with us for 30 days, and I'll just bring that over for you so you can see that. Sorry, I was ill prepared. I didn't have that ready, but I'll have it ready for you right now. There it is. Okay, sorry about that. So, you could come in, you could try us for a month, all right? And for your first month, it's $44.95. All right, so it's like almost, half price there. And you get a full 30 days to kick the tires, as they say, and check out the room. All right, so it's Zozo StockWatch alerts before they trigger, and we take pride in that. And come see you in the room. Come check it out. All right, 3 days coming up next week, free. All right, good night, all. Have a great night.